Barakathin Yahweh, Barakathin Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Alright, we're gonna continue. We're gonna try to finish the whole book of Job. Tonight. We're gonna go back to we're gonna do chapter 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. Okay? So let's get it fine. Job and his family. There was once a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. That man was blameless and upright, one who feared the Most High and turned away from evil. There were born to him 7 daughters and 3 daughters, 7 sons and 3 daughters. He had 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yokes of oxen, 500 donkeys, and very many servants. So that this man was the greatest of all the people of the east. His son, his son used to go and hold feasts in one another's houses, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And when the feast days had run their course, Job would send and sanctify them, and he would rise early in the morning and offer burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my children have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts." This is what Job always did. It says chapter 2, attack on Job's character. One day the heavenly beings came to present themselves before the Most High, and Hasatan, the son, the rival, said to also came amongst them. And the Most High said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answers the Most High, "From going to and fro from the earth and walking up and down on it." Then the Most High said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man who fears the Most High and turns away from evil." Then Hasatan answered the Most High, "Does Job fear Elohim for nothing? Have you not put a fence around him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the works of his hand, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand now and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face." And the Most High said, "Very well. All that he has is in your power, and do not stretch out your hand against him." So Satan went out from the presence of the Most High. Basically, tests, trials and tribulations. So Job loses property and children. One day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the eldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys were feeding besides them, and the Sabians fell on them and carried them off and killed the servants with the edge of the sword. I alone have escaped to tell you this." While he was still speaking, another came and said, "The fire of the Most High fell from heaven and burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. I alone have escaped to tell you." Where he was still speaking, another came and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 columns, made a raid on the camels, carried them off and killed them, the servant with the edge of the sword. I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another came and said, "Your sons and daughters were still eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and suddenly a great wind came across the desert and struck them in the 4 corners of the house, and it fell on the young people, and they are dead. I alone have escaped to tell you." Then Job arose, tore his robe, shaved his head, fell on the ground and worshipped. He said, naked came from my mother's womb, and naked should I return there. Yahweh Elohim gave, and the Most High has taken. Blessed be the name of Yahweh Elohim. In all this, Job did not sin or charge the Most High with wrongdoing. Basically, he was weathering the storm. It says attacking Job's health. That's part 2. One day, the heavenly beings came to present themselves before the Most High, Satan also amongst them, to present before the Most High. The Most High said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered, "Going from and for the earth, and from walking up and down." The Most High said, "Have you considered, my servant Job? There is no other one like him on earth, blameless and upright, who fears the Most High and turns away from evil. He will still persist in his integrity, although you incited me against him to destroy him for no reason." Then Satan answered the Most High, "Skin for skin, all that people have they will give to save their lives. But stretch out your hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse you to your face." The Most High said to Satan, "Very well, he is in your power. Only spare his life." For Satan went out from the presence of the Most High and inflicted sores on Job from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. Job took a potsherd with which to scrape himself and sat amongst the ashes. Then his wife said to him, "Do you still persist in your integrity? Curse God and die." See, a wicked-ass woman telling you to die and shit. That could be a woman, that could be your nation, setting out to female vibration. But he said to her, "You speak as a foolish woman. Shall we receive the good at the hand of Elohim and not receive the bad?" In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. It says Job's three friends. Okay, it says, now when Job's three friends heard of all his troubles they had come upon him, each of them set out from his home. Eliphaz, the Temite, Bildad, the Shunite, and Sophar, the Nahamite. They met together to go and console and comfort him. When they saw him from a distance, they did not recognize him. They raised their voice and wept alone. They tore the robe and threw dust in the air upon their head. They sat with him on the ground 7 days and 7 nights. No one spoke words to him. They saw that he was suffering was very great. Okay, his three friends they saw him from afar is Satan, man. Because see, Eliphaz means pure gold. Sulfur means one who rises early and son of contention. And Bildad means it's pretty much Baal, you know what I'm saying? Son of opposing. And Eliha means self-God, like the self-God image. So let's proceed. Job curses the day he was born. That's chapter 3. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed the day of his birth. Job said, let the day perish in which I was born. In the night they said, a man-child is conceived. Let that day be darkened. My Elohim above not seek it, or light shine on it. Let gloom and deep darkness claim it. Let clouds settle upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. That night let thick darkness seize it. Let it not rejoice amongst the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Yes, let that night be barren. Let no joyful cry be heard in it. Let those curse it who curse the sea, those who are skilled to rouse up Leviathan. Let the stars of its dawns be dark. Let it hope for the light, but have none. May it not see the eyelids of the morning, because it did not shut the doors of my mother's womb, and hide trouble from my eyes. Why did I not die at birth, come forth from the womb, and expire? Why were there knees to receive me, or breasts for me to suck? Now I would be lying down and quiet. I would be asleep then. I would be at rest, with kings and counselors of the earth who built ruins for themselves, or with princes who have made gold, who fill their house with silver. Or why why was I not buried with a stillborn child, like an infant that never sees the light? There the wicked cease from trouble, and there the weary are at rest. There the prisoners are at ease together. They do not hear the voice of the taskmaster. The small and the great are there, and the slaves are free from their masters. Why is light given to one in misery, and life to the bitter in the soul, who long for death, but it does not come, and they dig for more for the hidden treasures, who rejoice exceedingly, and are glad when they find the grave? Why is light not given to one who cannot see the way, whom the Most High has fenced in? For my sight comes like my breath, like my bread and my groaning are poured out like water. Truly the things that I fear comes upon me, and what I dread befalls me. I am not at ease, nor am I quiet. I have no rest, but trouble comes constantly. Okay, basically, you know what I'm saying, he's weeping and moaning about he's doing all the right things and how things are not working for him. You know what I'm saying? But you understand that that's just the way, you know what I'm saying, that, refurbish the fire, you have to grind it out, you know what I'm saying? Live through it. That's basically what it has to come down to. So, Bill Daddy, which is, Bow, we're going to go chapter 8 and then finish it with chapter 9. He says, Bildad says, how long will you say these things, and the words of your mouth be a great wind? Does Elohim perverse justice, or does the Almighty perverse the right hand? If your children sin against him, he delivers them into the power of their transgressions. If you will seek the Most High and make supplications to the Almighty, if you are pure and upright, surely then he will arouse himself for you and restore to you your rightful place. Though your beginning was small, your later days will be very great. For inquire now of bygone generations, and consider that their ancestors have found. For we are but yesterday, and we know nothing. For our days on earth are but a shadow. Will they not teach you and tell you, and utter words out of their understanding? Can cypress grow from where there is no marsh? Can reeds flourish where there is no water? Why yet flower and not cut down? Why wither before any other plant? Such are the paths of all who forget the Most High, and hope of the godless shall perish. Their confidence is gossamer, a spider's house. Their trust: if one leans against his house, it will stand. If one lays hold of it, it will not endure. The wicked thrive before the sun, before the wicked, God of this world, sorcery, and their shoots spread over the garden. Their roots twine around the stone heap. They live amongst the rocks. If they are destroyed from their place, then it will deny them, saying, I have never seen you. See, these are their happy ways, and out of the earth still others will spring. Basically, he's kind of telling him to live fast, die young. You know what I'm saying? See, Elohim will not reject a blameless person, not take the hand of evildoers. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter, and your lips with shouts of joy. Those who hate you will be clothed with shame, and the tents of the wicked will be no more. Basically, he's being conniving about that, man. But you know what? Let's finish up with chapter 9. It says, Job replies, there is no meditator. Then Job answers, indeed, I know that this is so. But how can a mortal be just before Elohim? If one wishes to contend with him, one could not answer him. Once in 1,000, he is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who has resisted him and succeeded? He removes mountains and they do not know it. Yeah, changes, kingdoms. He shakes the earth out of its place, its pillars tremble. He commands the sun and it does not rise. He seals up the stars. Who alone stretches out the heaven and trembles the waves of the sea? Who made the bear and the Orion? Yeah, we come from Orion. And the Pleiades and the chambers of the south, who does great things beyond understanding and marvelous things without number. Look, he passes by me and I do not see him. He moves on, but I do not perceive him. He snatches away, who can stop him? Who will say to him, what are you doing? Yahweh Elohim Most High will not turn back his anger. The helpers of Rahab bow beneath him. All evildoers should submit to him. How then can I answer him, choose my words with him? Though I am innocent, I cannot answer him. I must appeal for mercy to my accuser. If I summon him and he answers me, I do not believe that he will listen to my voice. For he crushes me with a tempest and multiplies my wounds without cause. He will not let me get my breath, but fills me with bitterness. If it is a contest of strength, he is the strongest one. If it is a matter of justice, who can summon him? Though I am innocent, my own mouth will condemn me. Though I am blameless, he will prove me perverse. I am blameless, I do not know myself. I loathe my life, it is but one. Therefore I say he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. Okay, in this part, man, you should know that, if you fall somehow, some way, don't hate yourself too hard, man. Just bounce back and get back on the saddle. It is all one. Therefore I say he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. When disaster brings sudden death, he mocks at the calamity of the innocent. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covers the eyes of his judges. If it is not he, who then it is? My days are withered and as a runner. They flee away, they see no good. They go by like skiffs of reed, like an eagle swooping on the prey. If I say I will forge my complaint, I will put on my sad countenance and be of good cheer. I become afraid of all my suffering, for I know you will not behold me innocent. I should be condemned. Why then do I labor in vain? Okay, man, when it comes down to it, hey, man, if you're doing this work, man, you're walking right and you feel like the world's waiting on you and busting your balls, hey, man, just keep grinding, man. Like I said, man, my shock drank the biggest cup of indignation, and he never budged, so don't you budge. Okay, now it says here, I shall be condemned, okay, if I wash myself with soap and clean my hands with leery, yet you will plunge me into filth, and my own clothes will abhor me, for he is not immortal as I am, that I might answer him that he should come to trial together. There is no umpire between us who might lay his hand on us. If he would take his rod away from me, and not let dread of him terrify me, then I will speak without fear of him, for I know I am not what I am thought to be. Yeah, man, so, he's pretty much questioning himself that he ain't worthy, What you can get out of this is, you fall out somehow, some way, don't ever let the enemy make you think you're not worthy. Rise up, clean your garments, and get back to work, man, because there's a lot of work to be done. I hope this was edifying. Glorify be out by Shem Yahushai. Glorify be out Kakadash. We're going to try to finish the whole book of Job by the end of the night, because, what else is there to do but his work, which, it's what I was born to do. And a note, Shalom.